Lord Frieza has survived his brutal ordeal on the planet Namek, having been reconstructed into the new and improved Mecha Frieza by his father, King Cold. The power of the Mother Wisp managed to protect him from erasure by the Super Saiyan and Super Hedgehog, but not without injury.
I will never forgive that monkey and rat for what they've done to me, Daddy. I must make them suffer by my hands.
Do you really want to wait here until they arrive? It's such a small planet, one we could obliterate from here.
King Cold is cut off as the ship crashes into a barrier.
You worthless fools! What the hell could you have possibly crashed into? We're in the middle of space!
Apologies, my lord. We have no idea. A green barrier just suddenly surrounded the planet. We can't get through.
Oh my, it seems the Earthlings know we've arrived.
Knuckles holds his hand over the Master Emerald, continuing his chant to protect the planet.
I doubt this will hold him for long. If anything, it'll make him angrier.
Hold it until the others can gather. It could be the end of this world, so we need to make every second count.
Frieza flies out of his ship, lifting up a finger to fire a simple death beam, which hits the barrier, completely shattering it.
He's got through, even with the power of the Master Emerald. You really weren't joking about his power.
Gohan flies towards where he can sense the others. This energy. Frieza? He's still alive? How is that possible? If he's still alive, then where could his father and Uncle Sonic be? He blasts off where he can sense the others, landing next to the Team Dark, where he finds Rouge making fun of Vegeta.
Shut it, Shebat, before I shove those wings down your throat.
Somebody is in a bad mood today.
Stop trying to be friendly with me, Scrap Metal. I already told you I'm not joining your little group. As entertaining as it would be to watch the Hedgehog get shot at by you. What are you even doing here? Frieza's far too much for all of you combined.
We're here since we happen to be the most well-prepared to deal with alien invasions. You proved that to the gun commander after the slug incident. Recall that?
Like any of you rodents will be able to contend with Frieza, even in his base state, besides myself and the Hedgehog. I'm afraid this is the end of your sorry little world.
Lower your battle powers, everyone. He's here!
Frieza's ship lands nearby, with Frieza and King Cold stepping out with their men.
Oh, such a cozy little planet. It's a shame what we must do to it. It could sell quite well.
Now let us have a bit of fun before the pests arrive to ruin our fun. Go out, kill all Earthlings, have fun.
Frieza's men begin to fly off, until they all suddenly stop in midair. They find themselves unable to move no matter how hard they struggle. In the blink of an eye, all of them are then sliced to bits, falling at Frieza and King Cold's heels.
What in the... Show yourself!
So, you must be the great Lord Frieza we've heard so much about.
You know of me? Oh, seems the rodents on this backwater planet aren't as uninformed as we believed. Was it you who took out my men just now?
That would be me, Frieza.
You're quite powerful for an Earthling. A pity you've only come to die.
The only one dying here today, Frieza, is you.
Frieza and King Cold are shocked. Frieza thinks to himself,
Who are these two? They seem calm. Too calm. Am I crazy, or do these two remind me
Of Sonic the Hedgehog and Son Goku? We're alike to them in more ways than one.
How did you...
Read your thoughts? You really should have done your research before coming here, Frieza.
For somebody who fears the Super Saiyan as much as he does, you'd think he'd investigate if there was more than one before launching an invasion.
Trunks' aura flashes golden, with Frieza seeing the same twinkle in his eye as the Saiyan. That aura, it reminds him of
Freeza! No! That's impossible! There are no more Super Saiyans! There are no more Super Hedgehogs! You'll not intimidate me with lies!
The only lie we've heard is you think you can handle 2 Super Saiyans and Hedgehogs!
Frieza backs up in fear as he stares at the states of the two strangers in front of him. He is caught up in Silver's psychokinesis and lifted into the air against his will, with Trunks instantly on top of him, chopping him directly in half. Trunks slices Frieza into tiny bits before fully eradicating him with a giant beam. Trunks lands back on the ground, with King Cold staring in disbelief at what has just occurred. Silver lifts up nearby debris, throwing it into King Cold, but then barreling directly towards him. King Cold flies into the air to dodge, with Silver grabbing a nearby mountain to crush Cold back to the ground with. The mountain then begins to rumble, with more power than before building. From the rubble, King Cold bursts out in a rage, beginning to change his form. Trunks stares on in shock, not knowing that this guy would be able to change. However, Silver doesn't hesitate, lifting his arms out and grabbing Cold again, this time holding him in place to prevent even the transformation. Cold screams out as he struggles to push past Silver's psychokinesis and transform. Silver's power, however, is way too much for him. Silver watches Cold struggle with anger in his eyes, with Trunks not knowing what to say to him. Should he tell him to stop it and just finish it off? No, he knows what he's just been through. He needs this. They need this. Cold screams in anguish, with Silver finally summoning up
Masenko!
The attack barrels into Cold, fully erasing him and taking out the Frieza ship behind them. The attack shakes the planet, with the Z-Fighters struggling not to be blown back by its sheer pressure. Silver reverts back to normal and walks over to Trunks looking guilty. However, Trunks reverts to normal and holds out his fist for a fist bump, which Silver smiles, gladly accepting. The two of them turn around to face towards the others.
Hey! Sonic and Goku will be landing over there in about an hour. We'll be waiting over there, and you're all welcome to join us.
The Chaos Z-Fighters just stand there in shock. These two guys just randomly showed up and killed Frieza with no difficulty. How is that possible?
I'm gonna follow them. Their energies felt just like Dad and Uncle Sonic from before, so I think we should trust them.
The others just stare ahead and then begin to follow after the two boys. Trunks and Silver touch down at the location they were told about, with the others landing behind them.
What do you want from us? You better not have tried to lead us into a trap. I don't care how easily you took out Frieza. It'll take a lot to bring me down.
It should be a few more hours, but we brought drinks if anyone's thirsty.
Why is there a picture of me on that can?
Oh, sorry, I can't answer that.
Can't or won't.
Trunks glances at Silver, with Silver staring ahead at Shadow, clearly extremely nervous.
Oh, give him a break, Shadow. They managed to beat Frieza faster than you would have been able to, and he was much stronger than he was on Namek. If they know when Sonic and Goku will be back, We might as well listen.
How do you know when Kakarot and the rodent will be arriving?
Sorry, I can't answer that either.
For all we know, this could be the newest scheme from Eggman. Creating robot Super Saiyans and Hedgehogs. Wouldn't be the first time he's tried to trick us like this.
If that were the case, you wouldn't be able to sense their energies. Eggman may be smart, but he hasn't figured out how to create lifelike looking beings this advanced yet.
Trunks and Silver hold their tongues. After around an hour of grueling questions that they can't answer, the group begin to sense some familiar energies entering the atmosphere. A ship crash lands right next to the group, with everybody running up in surprise. Could this really be them? The pod doors open, and out steps out Sonic and Goku.
They're really here! You brought Sonic back! Thank you! Thank you!
Huh? How'd you guys all know we were gonna be here?
It was because of these two. They said they knew you both would be here. Do you know them, Sonic?
These two? Nah, can't say they ring a bell, Tails. What happened with Frieza? Did you manage to finally take him out for good this time, Shads?
It wasn't me. It was these two here.
Wow, these two took him out? I would've never guessed it. You newbies certainly know how to start from the top.
I know you've just returned, but Goku, the two of us need to talk with you in private for a minute. It's very important.
Go on ahead. We're listening and we got the time.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty. This is something only Goku needs to hear.
No problems with me.
The three fly a ways away to begin talking, with Sonic still confused.
Your Majesty?
I wanted to thank you guys for taking care of Frieza back there. It was my fault. I was too soft on him on Namek, while Sonic was really the one trying to take him down. We had to push our powers with the Kaioken to beat him though. So if you don't mind me asking, how did you manage to beat him?
Trunks screams out, exploding into a Super Saiyan. Silver then surrounds himself in energy to explode into his super form.
Wow! No wonder you guys managed to take out Frieza! You look just like us in our super forms!
Goku powers up, transforming into a Super Saiyan as well.
I thought this was my own super form from using the emeralds as a kid. But after sparring with Sonic all this time, I know now it's something my own. This is the power of the Super Saiyan that Vegeta was talking about. I didn't think there were any other Saiyans left besides us. Where did you come from?
Trunks swings his sword around to attack Goku, with him sticking out a single finger to block. Silver summons multiple Chaos Spheres all around Goku, throwing them all down at him. Goku swiftly grabs all of them out of the air, clattering them to the ground as they disappear.
Just as we thought. You really are as amazing as the stories.
We're sorry for attacking you. We just wanted to test your power.
You guys aren't so bad yourselves. I can see how you were able to handle Frieza.
The three revert back to their base forms as Silver begins to go over what has brought them here.
Please keep most of what I'm about to say to yourself, as it could jeopardize our existence. My name is Silver the Hedgehog, and this is Trunks. We come from 20 years in the future. Trunks and I could utilize the Super Saiyan and Super forms due to our parents' mastery of the forms. Our parents are all over there. Mine are Shadow and Amy Rose. Trunks's are Bulma and Vegeta.
What? You're kidding! Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance. I always thought Amy would convince Sonic someday.
We will be born 2 years from now, so please, don't mention this to any of them. It could make it so we were never born. We didn't come back in time just to tell you that, though. Do you remember the Little Planet?
Little Planet, of course. That's the place Eggman tried to take over with those weird time rocks, right?
Silver pulls out the Time Stone to show to Goku.
Yep, that's what the time guy showed us. So you got the stone from him to come back here?
Yes. You see, 3 years from now, on May 12th at 10 a.m., 2 androids created by Dr. Eggman and Dr. Gero will attack Angel Island and steal the Master Emerald. These aren't like the machines you've destroyed before. These androids are ruthless, cunning, truly evil monsters. Nothing like Eggman has ever used before. They were so powerful. They even killed him.
Piccolo, Tikal, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, Shadow, my father will all be killed in the battle 3 years from now. Amy, Knuckles, the Chaotix, they were infected with a metal virus that changed them into violent robots just like the androids. Sonic, Tails, and Gohan barely escaped with them raising us for a long time. Before the androids got to them too, 16 years from now. Tails was the only one left for us, but now...
They killed him too. They used the power of the Master Emerald and Chaos Emeralds to kill everybody!
What about me? Did I get killed too?
You never even got to fight. Not too long from now, you will fall ill to a heart virus and die. When you start to feel the symptoms, take this. It's heart medication. Shortly after your death, a drug was developed for it. It's incurable now, but once you take that, you won't have to die.
There's something else too. Right before we came here, there was somebody. No, something else. It was following behind us, trying to get the time stones as well as return to the past. It got one. We're not sure where it went, but it had to have come to this time period. It's a green bug monster, you can't miss it. But if you see even a glimpse of it, let us know.
How can I do that if you're from the future?
We don't know if we even have a future to return to. This time stone isn't exactly giving us directions on how to get back and all.
Does that mean you're stuck here?
For now, yes. However, we can't interfere any more than this before the android attack, as we might not ever be born, but if you need us, we'll be where Little Planet was before. I'm hoping that what we told you wasn't too much.
Don't worry, you two. I understand. I'm sorry you've come from such a horrible place, but I promise you, I'll make sure me and my friends train hard for these 3 years. That way, maybe the future can change.
Thank you, Goku. I actually have some hope now that I've finally spoken to you. We'll meet up with you in 3 years' time when the androids finally attack.
Once their conversation is finished, Silver and Trunks fly off. Goku walks back over to try and explain the best he can about what the two had told him. Goku and the eavesdropping Piccolo explain to the group the future warning, with the group not understanding how to take it. Most seem uncertain about time travel, but Sonic and Krillin understand the danger of time travel after their time on the little planet, so know that they must be telling the truth.
Egghead finally taken over the darn planet. That just ain't right. I say we take it to old Buttnick's place right now and lock his ass up before he starts making these super droids.
That's a great idea. We could use the Dragon Balls to find his location and just wish him away.
Piccolo explains to the group how that wouldn't work, as Eggman isn't working alone, and if they go after him, then Jiro will still be out there. If they alert them that they know their plans too early, they could shake up what they're planning to something even worse, and maybe even a worse bad future awaits them. It's best to do what the boys said and wait the 3 years. They promised to help as well, so through training and their help, they might actually have a chance against them this way. With the android warning given to the group, they then ask Sonic and Goku another very important question. How the hell did they manage to survive the explosion of Namek? Sonic reveals to the group that once they had taken out Frieza, they were too injured to move, thinking they were going to die in the explosion. However, in defeating Frieza, they managed to free the Mother Wisp he had under his control. The Mother Wisp grabbed onto them, saving them from Namek's destruction. She flew them through space to her home planet, Planet Wisp, where they were nursed back to health by their Hyper-Gohan technology, and the planet's other inhabitants, Yodratians. In this universe, Yodrats and Wisps originate from the same planet, being two different species, but they share many unique powers among them. The Mother Wisp brought the two to the Elder Paibara, a Yodratian who could teach them to harness the power of their newfound super forms. With spirit control, the two are able to tap into these new forms at will, and spar with each other to increase their powers, of course. Paibara attempted to show the two other techniques as well, but Sonic got bored sitting around in one position, so just focused mainly on mastering his super form and running around protecting the planet from whatever the Wisps and Yodrats get into. Goku meanwhile continued his training with Paibara, but was only able to learn one technique from spirit control, instant transmission, which he feels is very similar to chaos control teleportation, but way better, so was able to get the hang of it relatively fast. Once they sensed Frieza's energy, they managed to take a Wisp-made spacecraft back to Earth to try and cut him off. Thankfully, the other Super Saiyan and Super Hedgehog stepped in before things got too bad. Even though they're happy to be back, they can't celebrate too early yet. It may be 3 years from now, but the group is going to put a lot of work in together to train and make sure that their planet is protected.
Just so you know, I don't plan on sitting idly by and letting you get stronger than me, Kakarot. I'll surpass your Super Saiyan and grow more powerful than even those boys from the future.
Counting on it, Vegeta. Can't wait to see what you achieve.
And you, rat! These robots aren't going to save you from our rematch.
Vegeta rockets off, with the rest of the warriors scattering as well, going off to begin their preparations for the android threats.
The spy robot data has returned, Jiro. Guess who made it back alive after all? I told you killing those two was far more difficult than that.
Excellent. This is it now, Ivo. With their return, we can finally put our plans into motion. Those bastards will pay for everything they've done to me all these years.
You mean what they've done to us, correct?
Yes, whatever. Did the spy robots show anything else about their return? Anybody else with them?
Of course not, Jiro. I feel we have enough data on the rodents by now. Any further studies are moot at this stage.
Understood. Then back to business as usual.
Yes, back to business as usual.
Hey everyone, real life scary Damon jump scare here. I'm heading out on vacation soon and don't have the time or effort to set up for a huge session right here, so you get Scary Me today. I just wanted to thank all of you so very much for watching the first part of the present Cell Saga, as this was a whole lot of fun to put together. And a huge thanks to the entire cast of this episode, did a fantastic job with the voices. Give them a lot of props below in the comments, because everybody who participated knocked it out of the park. I'd like to thank Metal for being our Shadow, Vegeta and Goku, Plubcole for being our Eggman, Pokegirl for being our Amy, Rexy for doing a fantastic job as our Frieza and King Cold, Time 4 as our Jiro, Danchi as Piccolo, Frigid Boy as our Gohan and Tails, Curbside as our Knuckles, Shadow Gallade as our future Trunks, the Gold Crow as our Silver, and Xeon Nightfire as our Sonic. I don't think I missed anybody there. I'd also like to give a gigantic shout out to Warren for making the amazing thumbnail for this part, and for Reigen for making the amazing stick notes animation, which I didn't even ask him to make for this part. He just made it out of the kindness of his heart. It's fantastic, so make sure to go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Fantastic stuff there. And lastly, before I go, I'd like to give a gigantic shout out to our 2 God tier patrons. We have Tails Homie 99 and our newest one, Hero Vol. Thank you very much for being God tier patrons. You guys are the reason why this channel keeps going. So if you'd like to become a patron like these 2 amazing God tier patrons right here and get your own What If made pretty soon, then make sure to join Patreon down below. Or if you can't do that, just a simple like and subscribe will make my day too. So thank you all very much for watching, and until we meet again. See you later.